At the start of Matilda Kaka's feature debut, My Sunnyside, an officiant welcomes guests to the most traditional progressive wedding they will ever go to. In the footage that succeeds it, we learn why, despite entrepreneur Joe and science professor Ali both being trans and surrounded by fellow liberal thinkers, they have found great comfort within traditional structures such as marriage and parenthood. Kaka's Thessaloniki Documentary Festival entry trails their love story throughout 8 years, as the two blend their lives and families in a world still plagued with persistent discrimination and systemic barriers against trans people. Speaking with Variety ahead of the film's premiere in Greece, Kaka recalls first meeting Joe as a freelance video editor who worked for one of his many companies. Years later, she saw Joe and Ali's relationship blossom on social media and felt transfixed by the couple's charisma and Ali's piercing eyes. They were starting a very lovely love story and were very open about their relationship on social media, she continues. Then I noticed that Joe also started to transition and felt this was a very inspiring story about people meeting in the right time and then going on a journey together. On proposing the documentary to Joe and having early conversations on how to chronicle his life alongside Ali, Kaka says it was all about establishing trust. The two of them were very open with us from the beginning. We just had a chemistry. The crew was very small, only me and my husband, who was the cinematographer and also did sound. We always limited the size of the crew for their comfort. We wanted to be a fly on the wall. The beautiful thing is that we became friends. We still have a very fulfilling personal relationship now. My Sunnyside also provided Kaka, who previously studied philosophy and wrote her thesis on the gender evolution of notions of freedom and equality within the context of gender difference, to closely observe how those who transition later in life have an acute understanding of how men and women are treated differently within society. Our protagonists have direct access to the difference of those experiences and have felt it viscerally in their own lives, the way they have been treated differently depending on the gender they appeared as, points out the filmmaker. It was interesting to have this proof, almost like an autopsy, of how differently people are treated based on their gender. Kaka, who is Polish but has lived in New York City for over a decade, says she could not have imagined the timeliness of her film when she first began working on it back in 2016. President Trump has made trans people a major focus of his 2024 campaign, going on to sign off on several executive orders radically affecting the lives of trans people in the U.S. during his first months in office, including banning federal funding or support for youth gender-affirming care for those under 19, and ensuring the State Department will only issue passports that say male or female and that match the applicant's sex at birth.